Previously on the Danger Club podcast.
Is that the one that killed my brother?
The creature jerks sideways and plunges into the water.
I've caught something dead.
Right.
Better really. Oh my god!
My name is Vilry.
Why did you do it?
It's Plaguestone. The stone is filled to the brim to create a fog that will kill everybody in the village.
Well, I hope this makes you feel awful. And he plunges his hand into her eye sockets and rips out both of her eyeballs.
Oh my god!
And you're left holding a reflective shard.
The adventure continues now.
Team,
You.
we're rolling.
Hooray!
The 2nd of March, 2020, the year of our Lord, who we now know our Lord is the god Zonkathon, the god of pain. That was the last time we were in a room together recording the episode that you heard last week. We are now back here together for the first time in one room together, and I just gave old Bad Moon a little test roll here. Guess what it came up, guys?
20?
That's a 20.
Natty 20.
Oh my god.
The Danger Club podcast is back. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
And welcome to the Danger Club podcast.
In the same room.
Same room.
Same chair.
Back where it all began. Back in Collins. Different house.
Different house, yeah. So not really in the same place, are we?
I mean, it's still very... I walked past it. I walked past a lot of artisan bakeries to get here. It's not that different to where you used to live.
This is like Danger Towers stroke 4, am I right?
Yeah.
Because we had like My Place, then what's his name? The Secret Weapon.
Secret Weapon.
Big up. And then we had James's house, big up. Mm-hmm. But we're finally back at mine, which is where I wanted to be all along. So
Colin, did you just do a shout out to someone that was in the same room? Is that how far we've come with the shout outs?
That's how far we've come with the shout outs, yeah.
The true evolution of the shout out. We're now shouting each other out.
Yeah. Scott, you're a little bit far away from your mic, actually.
Shout out to Colin.
There we go, that's better. Lovely, look at that.
Because he's straddling this weird... He's got a weird straddle on at the moment.
He is straddling, isn't it? Maybe we'll take a picture and put it up on the old...
You scared? You scared of how I sit in?
No.
You don't like how I sit?
In fact, I like it.
Where should we put it up? Which one are we going to put it up on? Should we put it on all of them, this picture of...
Could put it on Instagram, follow us. Twitter, follow us. What's the other one? Old Tumblr that we never use ever.
Old Tumblr?
Tumblr.
It's not a Dickensian shop.
Hey, it sounds like a character from Cats.
Old Tumblr. Remember? Old Tumblr. He was a real rumbler. A-diddly-doo. Yeah.
And then TikTok happened.
Yeah.
Is anyone here on TikTok?
No, I was for about 5 seconds. And then
I think.
I thought that was the idea, that everything's about 5 seconds.
Hey, that was good. That was as if I didn't see it coming. Drum. I didn't see that one coming. It was great. It was like you set that one up. That was great. I think old Tumblr and TikTok are two like steampunk golems in like in a Cthulhu like adventuring party, aren't they?
I'll tell you what, it is great to be back in the room together, and I think the thing I'm enjoying the most is Colin's joy at just being able to come and tweak our settings, just to tell us to be like, "Can we close the mic, please? So do that." So I can see your frustration on the Zoom calls. We have done some remote records, and
I got a lot of eyebrows when we were doing the Zoom calls. A lot of eyebrows and gesticulation, and like Colin, like doing, like pushing away with his hand, pushing away from the mic, and me going, like, "You want me to come closer? You want me to come closer? You want me to come closer?" As I shouted into the mic. Anyway,
happy times.
We're through all that now. It's over. It's over. Probably.
We're not through it. It's not over. It's going to happen again.
and again and again.
This is kind of a strange one, because it's for anyone who is listening, if you're listening all the way through, only 1 week has passed since the last one, and actually in between the last one being recorded and this, we've put out 14 episodes of Lockdown Legends, an APG review, the free RPG Day special, and launched a weekly streaming show. Like we've done loads of weird stuff, and now we're going to try and come back and remember where we were in the story seamlessly. And you watch, there will not be a single fault.
We can definitely do that.
Or remember what our characters sound like.
I tell you what, because I'm struggling to remember, because I think there were a couple of bosses, but I can barely remember anything about them.
Didn't we just complete the game? Isn't Pathfinder done?
Yeah, pretty much.
What should we do next?
Yeah.
Achievement unlocked.
Yeah.
It's like getting to the end of Castlevania and Dracula just sort of falls over his own cloak and falls out the window. It was kind of like that, I seem to remember. Wasn't that the way it went, Dan?
I was listening back to last week's episode at the gym, and I can tell you that I managed to double my workout rate with fury over how pathetic the Behemoth turned out to be in actual combat.
I love that you work out to the Danger Club. That's impressive.
Just a hustler, yeah.
Only the ones where his monsters got super beaten up, so you can get real angry about it.
We are talking some big talk at these monsters, these bosses. I hasten to remind the members of Sickwolf Plus that they are both still technically alive.
They are.
We killed neither of them.
And I can tell you what, Uthgar is not going anywhere near the stream to go fishing. I can tell you that much, because there is some horrible fish in there.
James, did you just check your character sheet to remember your character's name?
No. It's been 6 months, Scott.
Checking for a fishing skill. Was that the darkest Folton moment so far? I'm not going to kill you. My brother wouldn't want me to. I'm just going to carve your eyes out and throw you in a dirty river to drown.
He did also murder a child.
Hey, he was 18.
17.
We never specified Clem G's age.
Exactly. So, justified.
Son of Bem G, was it?
Son of Lem G, I think, wasn't it? Clem G, son of Lem G.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty dark. I just, full of emotion he was at that time. And didn't make any sense when he said an eye for an eye. So I'm also going to do the same thing and then say, I hope this makes you feel bad. I mean, it didn't make any sense. I was like,
I listened back to that, and there was a moment where you said, and I hope you feel awful. With like a hangover or something. She hasn't got any eyes, I see. I don't.
It just sent a shiver down my spine thinking about what kind of disciplining happened in the Battlestone household as you were growing up. There wasn't a naughty step, there was the eye gouging stick. So, because that's what my brother would have done. He'd have just taken your eyes. It's like, jeez.
And then shoved your head down this dirty, undisinfected toilet.
Alongside your big monster flailing around.
What class was she again?
She was an alchemist.
Okay, cool. So she doesn't need her eyes to throw any like bombs or anything now. So she's not dangerous at all. So she's fine.
She's an alchemist. She can regrow her eyes better than they were and become an alchemical cyborg to hunt down members of Sickwolf who are, let's face it, along for the ride on this one.
Oh my god. Yeah, things really ratcheted up for Sickwolf after they were sitting around for a year running an animal sanctuary and then meet these kind of jovial fellows, go off on a little happy adventure, and then suddenly someone's just had their eyes ripped out of their head.
Well, bear in mind, when Scott originally went, oh look, let's look at those two over there, he literally went, oi, bellend.
He did. That was after half an hour of us being very quiet, listening to all your stuff, and then throwing out a few yes ands and getting like, oh hey, do you want to talk to those guys? And you both going, no, let's not talk to them. Let's go be sad at the bar over here for 20 more minutes.
That was great.
It's like, no, what we have is turnip wine, and we're going to use it. We are going to crowbar ourselves into this story. Because actually, Sickwolf hasn't really done that much.
Just shout out to Sickwolf Centre for Sick Wolves.
Well, apart from that, I mean, in terms of this adventure, because obviously it's a good point that we've raised there. And,
they've gotten very into turnip wine, and all things turnipy. They love that place.
They've done loads. And
I'd like to mention the big sort of scary barbarian is literally just not really done much. The dwarf, however,
I'd also like to mention, based on that, actually, listening back, Sickwolf are much nicer and more supportive of each other than any of the Danger Club are. We regularly back each other up and apologise to each other and communicate well and like congratulate each other. And
there's a lot of checking in. There's a lot of checking. There's the thing about where you go like he gets angry a lot to do stuff for us. Do you think that's good for his mind? And like maybe we should get to talk to someone at some point. Like beautiful stuff.
I think it's probably because we're forged in the fires of failure. Because we had that mission that went south and like we all nearly died, and it was just sort of like, I'm really going to care for you guys now. Let's just look out.
Yeah, the confidence level of the two parties, like starting out, like Sickwolf started very humble after the fight with the sick wolves that they nearly lost, whereas the Danger Club tried to take over a carnival and kidnap somebody in their first game. They almost became the villains before we even started.
And killed a dragon.
They did kill a dragon.
Yeah.
Well, M killed a dragon. Let's not forget who did it.
Who?
Yeah, you bastards.
Colin,
here we go again. We're all back in the room. Let's have a go at MZ. Yeah.
So angry. I know, in Colin's house, he's going to make this like an episode of Saw if we keep bringing it up.
Yeah.
I love the fact that M raged like twice in his life. And like I rage about MZ so much more.
It's like in death, he passed his rage on to you. Just
like, damn you, Thompson!
This gift is yours now, Colin. Use it against your podcast.
Anyway,
should we try and remember how to play this silly game that we play?
Let's do it.
Who am I playing again? I literally can't remember.
Before we go in, let's give a quick shout out again. We did it on the live stream. We'll do it on the podcast. Shout out to Matt Letty for these beautiful danger tokens that he made for us.
Thank you.
They are very, very fine indeed.
Thank you very much.
They are tremendous. And thank you for putting a natural 20 on the back. Does the one you've given Ross have a natural 1, yeah? It's the Folton Special Edition.
I love the fact that when you said that, Dan, we all held them up as if like someone could see us. We were like holding them up here like a bunch of dickheads.
Like, oh yeah, they're so good.
I tried to hold up and got spiked by the end of it because they are sharp.
Sharp.
Like they're going to have to go somewhere very, very high in my house.
They're danger tokens, you know. That's why.
They are actually dangerous.
They are actually
dangerous.
I mean, please be careful when you're cashing these in.
Don't throw them at Dan.
Yeah.
Here you go, Dan. Oh no! My eye!
It's going to make you feel bad about yourself.
Now into the stream.
What, the live stream?
This is how we play this game.
Yes.
I am so excited. Let us pick things up back where we were.
Where were we?
Back in Villery's lair, in Spite's cradle. So you're in a cave where you've, if you remember what it looked like, it was a natural cave. There was a river, a very fast-running river, from which 2 people have just recently disappeared. There's still a trail of blood in the water. I'm sure she's fine. It was the humane thing to do. There's a stone bridge over the river that Uthkar very sadly didn't get to jump over.
No.
Maybe one day.
I think I might just jump over going back. Just
right.
to, just get out of my system.
It's going to be a long jumping contest. We're going to the Olympic Games next. You'll have plenty of time.
Yeah.
And there's there was a big alchemical lab where you picked up various items. You found a load of potions and things, and crucially, you found a sort of fragmented crystal, like a shard with a sort of reflective-looking thing. When you look into it, you see a reflection in it, and you know that it is incredibly powerful, magically speaking, from there. And to remember, does anyone remember Villery's plan that she said
she was going to? She'd been going for a year. She'd been nipping back to Plaguestone, topping up the old plaguey stone, and then she got. There's a fog. Folton's looking in a mirror that he can see himself, but with his eyes. And then what she was going to do is then the fog is also plague, and she's already put it in motion because she's been doing this for years. And we've got to go and find a cure for the fog, which I read as finding the cure in the fog. So at some point in the adventure, if we could just get "I don't care if Monday's blue" at some point, which is what I was listening to on the way here.
We've got to go and chase one of those drudges who's running towards Etron's Folly to
because we can stop the fog if we stop the drudge. Is that right? Stop the drudge.
He's like that little orc in the Two Towers who's got like that light, and he's running towards and he's running towards Helm's Deep with the light to blow the hole in the wall. Yep.
Take him down.
Yep.
Take him down.
Yeah, I don't. I do like that she fits into a Bond villain-esque sort of incredibly elaborate plan to fulfill a fairly simple task.
Yeah.
I mean, this entire stone is going to take out a village.
Yeah. She hates Plaguestone.
She hates
really
Plaguestone.
hates Plaguestone.
Couldn't she just have sent drudges in and murdered them in their sleep?
Well, yeah, probably. She's got quite a lot of them. She's got an orc army. But,
She's got a great big shuffling horror in a pit. But no, I'm going to fill up the stone slowly over an entire year.
Presumably
And
this is part of her revenge thing, man, that, like the slow, painful death of the people of Plaguestone. I want to see them bleed from their eyes. That's true.
I mean, ironically, she's now bleeding from her eyes. And she won't see that happen.
Oh, the eye roll.
It's Jason Bowman's story. So
I think there's probably an element of it is her mother died from plague. So there was a plague in Plaguestone. Her mother was blamed for it because she was seen as a witch. And when her mother got the plague, the village wouldn't help her and they let her mother die. So now she wants the village to die of plague.
Which
so
is
it's
fair.
appropriate.
An A for an A, a plague for a plague.
So
It'll make them all
Does
feel
your mother
bad.
know that you're out?
The stone itself, like, we've looked at it before, haven't we?
You have, yeah.
And no one else in a year just nips back and has a little, like, a bloody bit of plague in here. You see that? Someone's been
Inside it.
6 months worth of plague in here. We better stop that before another 6 months go by.
It's sort of like a stony sponge, I imagine. They've just been sort of pouring a little flask of plague,
Yeah,
it just soaks in,
I just thought it was like a
So,
it's just like a well.
what I was imagining as I heard the last bit of the last thing that we did was that we are currently running towards Plaguestone in order to try and stop it. Is that where we're
Well,
at?
you are just about to leave
Yeah.
Spike's Cradle and make
Yes.
your plan. So you're able to find your way out of this cave through a sort of crack in the back wall. You're able to sort of make your way out the back of Spike's Cradle. So you don't need to worry about going back past all of the orcs and things that you've snuck past. You're able to get out there. You've got all of the stuff that you grabbed from it, and now you need to make a plan. Basically, you know this drudge has left, but you don't know how long ago. So we will pick it up there. Let's pick it up back in the valley, a little way from Spike's Cradle, as you all take stock of what has just happened and what may happen next. Sickwolf, with the Bugden Avengers and Danger Club, super team, what would you like to do?
Right. Well, look, I think we need to get back to Plaguestone quick sticks. I'd say double time, a two-step kind of jogging motion in the direction of Plaguestone and head for the stone itself to see if the drudge is
Didn't
there.
we come
Keevan,
here on
Keevan.
horses?
Keevan, did you call it two-step?
I did, yes.
I tend to call it grime.
Oh, right.
Keevan, could you track one particular drudge throughout all of this track mess?
I think I probably could if I gave it a good enough go, mate. Yes, absolutely.
Very well.
All right. Let's see if I can do that, shall we?
Certainly can. Can you go ahead and give me a survival check to try and track that drudge?
And in the meantime, Brimbone's looking at the sky. Can he see the fog?
No. So whatever it is has not been released yet.
Were there any horses at Spike's Cradle?
The ones you brought with you.
Yeah, I was going to say we came on horseback.
You did come on
Yeah.
horseback.
We came on horseback. I said that.
All right.
It's a 17 for me survival.
It's a
Not great.
17. You are not able to find the trail, so you don't know which route it's gone. There's a lot of different routes it could have taken.
Apologies, lads. My tracking seems a little bit off. I'm a bit out of practice. I can't seem to make out the drudge we're looking for.
Do you know what? That's all right. We've been through a lot. And you've done very well.
Thanks, mate. Yeah,
I mean, we just saw some horrific things.
Yeah,
true. It's true.
That mushroom fella was awful.
Were they horrific? We yeeted them into the stream.
I mean,
I didn't like that.
the
part.
whole eye thing was a bit. and
yeah,
then
he was
there was the
part-
scrapey thing.
and the-
And
yes.
I mean, a lot of it was on our own team.
Yeah.
I'm not going to address that right now. The dwarf in the room, but
I tell you what, as time's an issue, why don't we mount up and go as fast as we can back to Plaguestone? And then
I think
defend the stone from the drudge.
I think that
Turns
sounds
up.
like a good idea. With not being able to find the actual drudge, maybe the best thing to do is head for the stone itself and try and defend it as best we can.
Yes.
If we're not out of time already.
We'll take Aradan to the mountain, as they say.
Oh,
Right.
Let's ride.
And we could then put the stone in the river. just to make it extra bad. That's where bad things go when you want to flush them away, right?
Bad things go in the river. That's right.
Hopefully, it'll just disappear downstream or something.
Yeah, who knows where it goes? Hopefully, nowhere built up.
That's downstream's problem.
Brimbone just as he mounts up, just has a little look, see if you can see the stream, and if there's any population centres around on its course.
No, you're not sure where it comes out. This is an underwater river that seems to go off somewhere. You've no idea where it eventually comes out.
Brimbone makes a mental note to look at a map, sadly, in a few hours' time.
Don't worry, the stream flushes everything.
Brimbone, you were talking about Uthgar's, sort of mind and his anger issues and stuff. And I was giving it a quick thought. I think we should get him a colouring book. You know what I mean? Mindful colouring book. I think that'd be quite helpful.
As we trot.
Yeah,
we are galloping.
This is gallop chat.
It's a gentle trot.
Just a gentle trot. Yeah, let's go and save the day.
Well, actually, you have to trot before you gallop. If anyone's actually read a horse.
I've read several horses. Actually. Yeah.
Which one's your favourite?
Horse. Yeah.
The famous art of reading horses.
Trotting.
Okay, so you ride as you trot. You ride. You gallop as fast as you can before you get to the to try and get back to Plaguestone. So it's quite a long ride. When you came here, you stopped on the way and had a rest. So this is going to be a hard, tough ride. You can stop and have a short break if you want, or you can just barrel on.
I say we ride hard.
Barrel on.
I sense we will suffer mechanical penalties if we keep barreling on.
You will be fatigued if you don't rest, but you will get back quicker.
That's a minus to your rolls.
I believe so. What does the condition chart say? Condition man, Ross.
I will just look at my
ground control to condition man.
I'll get it up in a minute.
See what condition your condition is.
What? Yeah? Huh?
It's just watching you touch the screen with the gloves on. Condition man.
Ross has got surgical gloves on.
I worry because Ross is wearing gloves to use his own bit of kit. So, what do you do with it?
How dirty is your
fatigued? In conditionary corner over here is you take a -1 status penalty to AC and saving throws while exploring. You can't choose an exploration activity.
That's fine. We don't really use.
So basically a -1 to saves and AC.
All right. So you ride hard for several hours through the forest until eventually it's quite tough because you have no idea what you're going to find when you get there. You don't know how long ago the drudge left. You don't know if you're going to get there and find the miasma released and the town dead. But suddenly, as you burst through the trees, you see the town still as it was. The Plaguestone seems untouched, and you seem to have beaten the drudge back here. But you are all fatigued, so you're all very tired from your hours of hard riding as you clamber off your horses.
Can I just make a check to see how bad the horses are?
Yes, go ahead. The horses are fatigued as well.
Okay.
You know well, and you're trained in nature, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's enough. You know that the horses are exhausted. They're not about to just collapse, but you shouldn't ride them again for a bit.
Okay, so I give them some oats, and I go to the rest of them. I go, from my reading of these horses, it seems that they're pretty tired too. I might get them out of danger. It's a good thing I read the horses.
Well done.
I mean, Ed's got horse lore, so he's
well, he should have done it before now.
He's whispering to the horses.
Why are we both talking about him in the third person? Ed Johnson.
These horses are tired. Come on, Bessie. Lie down.
All right, well, that's great. I'll tell you what.
I'm going to take mine to the stable, actually, but there we are.
I'm going to head straight over to the Plaguestone and just stand by it and keep an eye out. Maybe we should do this in shifts.
Let's take a watch.
Rest.
Yeah,
but I'm going to go and stand by it right now with my crossbow loaded.
Wait, could we also get everybody? Who is the biggest, loudest, most convincing and intimidating person we can get to go and evacuate the bloody village before this happens?
Well, you know, I would have originally said it was me, but after the last activities, I'd say Folton's probably scared than I am, to be honest.
Why don't both
Folton's
of you?
just looking at the dried blood on his thumbs.
Yeah, I was going to say the fact you haven't washed your hands even.
And when you start talking and mentioning his names, it's kind of like if it was from my perspective, it'd just be like a high pitched beep. Steve, and people going, Folton, and me not really being able, because I'm a bit out of it. Not
so
really.
Like down a long sort of tunnel.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
guys, I think maybe we need to get an XL-sized colouring book for Folton, please.
Yep.
He's going to need a really big one.
But no red.
Yeah, no red.
No red. No,
We won't
no.
give him any red pens. We'll take those. We'll throw those away.
Yep.
Just
Put them in the
charming
river.
colours, blues, greens, etc.
That's it. And no dark colours either. Just, in fact, maybe just blue.
While we're doing this, can we get
Yellow.
can we get a perception check from Big Keeve, please, from Keevan, since you're keeping watch?
Okay. Oh Christ! That's not good.
Excellent.
Let's see. It's 14.
Lovely. All right, let's carry on.
Oh no! I'm distracted by
Now you
worrying.
are keeping an eye out, aren't you, Keith?
Keevan's distracted, worrying about Folton and thinking about colouring books.
Worrying about the red crayons.
The red crayons are invading his mind. He needs a colouring book himself. This is not going good. God, my English.
So what is everyone else doing? So Brimbone, you're taking the horses to the stables, aren't you?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
going to look for a high point. Is there a high point of visibility around?
Not really, because it's in the middle of a forest. You could get on top of a building. You've got sort of time to clamber up on top of one of the buildings to give you a kind of a, get you sort of 20 feet up in the air.
Do I climb? Is there stairs, or do I have to Godzilla it?
They're not skyscrapers. It's not New York. Like, it's a little.
Just up there with like planes and stuff. Fear me.
And you have time to just like pile boxes up and stuff, so you don't need to roll for it because it's not in combat. So if you want to get up on top of a building, so you've got a vantage point over the Plaguestone, you can do that.
Roll
just
out
checking.
some barrels.
Just checking that. Roll.
Billy's bringing out a barrel.
Brimbone's just going on the building, being like, "Roll out this barrel." I'll do that. I just checked. I do have message, so you're not going to have like a weedy tiefling on top of a building being like, "Excuse me, I can see the truck." I can actually tell you guys if it happens.
That's great.
And Dan, how big is the Plaguestone?
The Plaguestone is it's like a sort of table-sized slab of rock, really. So it's it's pretty solid, and it stands about maybe 5 feet high. Looking at the Plaguestone, it looks like indeed, like there is like a cavity inside it that somebody could have filled with horrible
A
dams.
cavity.
Yeah.
The Cats references are coming.
I
thick
know.
and fast.
The Aristocats.
Dan, what was the sheriff's name here? Because I swear there was a sheriff, wasn't
Sheriff
there?
Rolf Garley.
That was it. Okay. Is he around?
Oh yeah, he's sitting outside the feed mill smoking his pipe. He's like, "Hey there, travelers! You're back.
Hey.
What's that on your thumbs?"
It's a dry blood of someone that I tried to. Well, I did poke her eyes out,
Well,
and then I threw her in the river.
but
She killed my brother.
Just to give a little context also, well, seeing as you're here, may as well let you know, this stone, she's been filling it up with a sort of a poisonous gas. It's going to be a fog type thing. It's going to be another plague if we're not careful. Just letting you know. You might want to tell a few of the townsfolk. I'm going to keep an eye on it for you, all right?
What?
Evacuate the town. Get them out of here. That's what we're trying to say.
Trying to say is get out of town now.
What was her name again? Sorry, I can't remember.
It's Villeneuve.
Villestry!
Villeneuve.
What?
I don't know. Her mother died in the plague.
1997 Formula One World Champion Jack Villeneuve is trying to kill the town. I should have known.
It's like a scene from Lassie. What's that?
Well, are you trying to tell me that? But I solved that murder a year ago by passing it on to that group of to you folks. You solved the murder who killed that dwarf, and we've had no crime in the city. You're trying to tell me that while I've been sitting here smoking my pipe for the last year and just enjoying having solved a successful case, that actually they've been filling this stone with plague?
That's exactly what we're saying.
Pretty much, mate, yeah.
You summed it up quite well. Like a narrator.
I'm not a very good sheriff, am I?
Well, you can make up for that right now by getting everyone out of town. How about that, mate? All right?
Oh, but we just got
Ed grabs him by the lapels. Now you listen here. This is your time to shine. This is your time to step up and be the man. You go out there and you get all these people out of here, and you do it now. You get me?
back.
I'll slap him in the face. I just said, you get me?
We can't shut down the town. There'll be panic.
Get him out of here. Slap him again. I'll slap him again.
It'll ruin the tourist industry.
At that point, Brimbone, in true hipster style, is encouraging everyone to leave this part of town by being on top of the building and just being like, everybody leave! Fuck off! Go away! He picks up like a rock and just chucks it at someone. Fucking leave!
Ow! You damn son of a bitch!
Sorry! Go away!
It's the goblin. The goblin goes down, doesn't get back up.
Your mic's turned around. I don't know why that happened.
It's because I was so powerful. My mouth is so powerful.
Just a little bit more towards the wall. A little bit more towards the wall. There you go.
Okay.
Let's do another whole episode with the backwards mic. That was great.
I don't know. We must have got too excited there and slapped the mic.
Right.
Slap the mic.
While this has been going on, Kiwan has gone right down to the Plaguestone and refocused himself and sort of set himself up. He's he's changed his colours. He's chameleoned himself.
All right.
He's got his loaded crossbow at the ready and his eye in the place up. Can I do another perception check?
Go on then. Do us another perception check.
Thanks.
Go ahead and roll that. Look, I can't. It's the annual Drudge Festival when everyone in town dresses like an alchemical drudge.
Why would you do that?
Are you a sheriff or are you a mouse? Tell me that.
Well, we have had a sheriff who was a mouse.
Oh,
once.
God
He
damn
was
it,
a really great sheriff. I'm not.
I push him back into his chair. Is there a deputy?
There's a 25 on the perception check.
25 on the perception check. Before you can look for the deputy, Kiwan, you kind of having settled yourself by the Plaguestone, you look up at the tree line and you see there is an alchemical drudge, one of these creatures just stitched together with bulging, glowing liquid flowing through its veins. A particularly volatile looking one that seems to be pulsing and shaking that has appeared out of the tree line and is about 90 feet from you and is beginning to walk quickly.
I hunt that prey.
I think we're going to roll for initiative.
Oh. Damn it.
Here.
He's going to take an action, isn't it?
Go.
Damn you.
Good. Rolling them high numbers still.
That's what I like. That's what I like.
Rolled another shit roll.
Brimbone, what we got?
Do you know, I was about to ask you, I was like, Dan, for my initiative, can I roll perception to add to it? Because I was perceiving something, and that's what the default roll is. That is the default roll. So so I am getting that, and it was a 24.
24, very nice. Uthgar.
I also get 24.
Also a 24, very nice. Folton Battle
17, even with my low rubbish.
Not bad.
Roll.
Ed Johnson.
16
for Ed Johnson.
Don't you ever do Scottish ever again?
Kiwan.
I've claimed that culture.
Listen, man, I've got loads of characters. One of them's got to be Scottish.
It's taken me 100 episodes to do a barely convincing Scottish.
Is that what you were doing? I thought it was Irish, mate. I'm sorry.
Kivan's initiative was 26 on that one.
Oh, Kiwan.
Every time.
Kivan.
Don't go out there in key vans, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. That's a really
appropriately
bad
enough.
I was just like worried about all those white van men.
You're right,
out
Karl.
there,
Do you want to sit down, mate? Do you want to come to
That
was a mispun.
Kivan.
Yeah, it was.
Kivan is the first to react. You see the thing. So you go first. You have 3 actions. Bear in mind, at the moment, you are the only person who is available, who is aware of the drudge. However, speaking is a free action.
Yes, of course. But before I speak, I will hunt that prey.
You hunt that prey.
Yeah.
The drudge is now your prey. You have all the bonuses. You get a free recall knowledge check. So go ahead and give me a what's a drudge? I think it's probably a craft check to identify a drudge.
I
I wish
love
the
Kivan's crafty checks.
Kivan's craft.
I wish the Dengingers could see the little Beyonce-esque hand movement you do when you hunt prey. Hunt that prey.
Okay,
Hunt
so
that prey. Hunt that
that is a 23
A 23, that is a success. It is not quite a critical success, I'm afraid.
Oh, monkeys.
Not quite enough for that.
Right.
But I can tell you, I'll tell you a little bit about the alchemical drudge. You fought them before, so you kind of...
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but I'll remind you from last time that its AC isn't amazing. It doesn't have a decent number of hit points. It is immune to acid, bleed, death effects, disease, doomed, drained, fatigue, healing, necromancy, non-lethal attacks, paralyzed, poisoned, sickened, and unconscious. Because it's just a big animated bag of chemicals. And if it hits you, it will probably deal some extra damage from all of the chemicals that are going through its body. At the moment, it seems focused on what it is doing. But yes, that is what you know.
So next I will shout out Sickwolf Plus. Focus in, pulls the hand down, and does the old, two fingers eyes thing, just over there, over those hills, between those trees. See that? Alchemical beast is on its way. It's gonna do some extra damage with some of the chemicals involved. Just be aware of that. It's sort of pieced together bit by bit. It's a monster, so some things aren't going to affect it. I sort of repeat the things.
By which point the drudge has just put chemicals in the stone. The gas comes around us.
We're already dead.
Anyway, guys, focus in. I've got him in my sights. I'm going to give it a shot. Thanks, pals.
Can I make a check to lip read everything that Keevan just said because I want to build it?
I mean, I assume you could see his slides from there.
Keevan always keeps a sort of a slide machine with him at all times for these moments. Okay, so I'm gonna have a go at him with my crossbow now. I already had it loaded. I didn't mention
you did. That's fine. On this occasion, you can have a loaded crossbow.
Okay,
you can have a little loaded crossbow as a treat.
Yeah, a little treat. It's nice, isn't it? And I get a +1 to
all right
stuff because of the Huntray and the Outwit and the Monster Hunter and the Monster Warden and all that stuff. Which I'm gonna need. Damn it. So that is 21.
21. Ooh. What's the range on the crossbow?
120 feet.
It's in range. That is a hit.
Yay! All right.
Bolt hits the creature as it runs towards you.
Okay.
Roll some damage.
Ooh, lovely. So that is 16.
Oh, double eights. That is brutal. Blast it with a crossbow bolt. It hits it straight in the chest, and it kind of just staggers down to one knee and then picks itself back up and keeps running. You've got one action left.
I do have another action. I'd like to reload the crossbow.
Reload the crossbow. It's still coming. Brimbone up on your building. You're the next one to become aware of what's going on.
Brimbone's just like looking down and being like, they need better roofing in this town. I can see why it'd be susceptible to plague. They're terrible sort of drainage up here. They're not even slanted roofs, so they even go, drudge. How far am I away from it on my little building?
So you are, I reckon, about so it's 90 feet from Keevan. You're a little bit back in it, so I'd say you're about 120 feet from it.
Shit. Oh, shit. No, that knocks that plan out of the water. Oh, it's okay. I've got other spells which are all 30-foot range.
Hold your go.
Is it coming? Yeah, in the circle of buildings that we're in. Mm-hmm. Will it pass me before it gets to the stone? Or will I have to get around the other?
It will come within range of. It will come within 30 feet of you before it hits the stone. Not by much. It will be almost on the stone by the time it comes within range of something that short range.
The thing that I want to do is 60 foot.
60 foot. You could get a.
Then I would like to hold.
Okay.
A telekinetic maneuver.
All right. So when it comes within range, you
cast the telekinetic maneuver to trip it over.
Very nice.
I just hold out my hands and little palms blossom, the little 10 tattoos I've got there. I'm like, yes, wait, I will show you my eldritch unknown powers that I know very well, and I know the range on them. Yes, I do know the range, yes.
Uthgar, you are discussing, you're with Ed and the sheriff at the moment, discussing this when you hear Kivan shout, and you look back down the street and you can see the drudge running towards you all.
Oh, gotta go! And he like to run towards the drudge.
Okay.
I've got a movement of... He's 90 feet away.
He's 90 feet from Kivan, but you're a little bit back chatting to the mayor, so I think you're about 100 feet from him.
Okay, well, I'd like to double move then, drawing his sword as he does it, and just run 50 feet towards him.
You run.
Probably a bad idea, it's probably full of plague. Never mind, bye.
You're charging forward, so two moves get you 50 feet, does it? And
it does. And then I guess drawing his sword and things like that, because he didn't have his... He was busy chatting away. So just sort of get ready in the middle of the street, ready for him to come.
That's fine. Okay.
Legs apart, standing, looking.
You charge up, you stand your ground. It is now... It's the drudge's turn.
Oh.
The drudge makes one move. He makes a second move. It weaves a little bit to try and get around Uthgar.
I mean, I do have attack of op, I believe.
I know, but it basically doesn't go. It, rather than making a beeline directly through you, it veers around you to try and avoid you.
So just literally runs in a straight line and then goes just around me.
Well, it doesn't, it hasn't just, it's not like the Tasmanian devil. It hasn't just run through every tree and things. It moves around stuff in its way.
What's the distance on your spell, Scott?
I can tell you
60 foot.
I can tell you that it is, as it does that, it comes within range of the spell. It uses all 3 movement actions. It ends up 40 feet from the Plaguestone, but it does come within range of the spell as it does.
Brimbone's palm tattoos light up. That's right. He even got tattoos on his palms. He's weird. That's a total with a telekinetic maneuver of 30. Because I get to add my spell attack roll instead of an athletics maneuver to that.
Critical hit.
Oh, cool. I don't even know what happens on a critical hit with a telekinetic maneuver. You know, don't you, Dan?
Telekinetic maneuver.
You know, Dan knows.
I don't know.
I just know that it's successfully tripped, but it's now super tripped. It's tripped back.
Okay, let's
tripped so bad its legs fell off.
Back to the past.
If it's a trip, it probably does fall over in that case. Let's have a little look. Telekinetic maneuver. Rush to hang about. You attempt a disarm, shove, or trip attack. So there's a trip attack that critically succeeds, which means the creature falls to the floor.
Does it fall in like a half-dug grave that was being dug, and then the soil just falls on top of it, and then a tombstone just lands?
Yeah.
Drudge.
Yeah, drudge. And then a guy pulls up and is like, somebody ordered 2 pizzas. Do you want a free pizza? There you go.
Brimbone just, the telekinetic energy just goes from him. He shoves his palm forward, and then another telekinetic form of Brimbone appears behind the drudge, and then Brimbone just telekinetically pushes him over, the telekinetic form of Brimbone, and then goes, nice. Classic.
It also takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage because it falls on its face, because that's a critical success.
Eat shit. This totally didn't happen to me at school.
2 points of damage. You knock the drudge flat on its face as it comes running in. Excellent work. And Folton, it's your go.
How far away is this drudge that's on the floor?
It is 50 feet from where you are.
Oh, good. The old small legs of Folton.
Tiny little legs. Tiny little legs.
Isn't it Rick and Morty where it's that little tiny baby?
Baby legs. We've done this way back in episode 11 or something.
I'm going to use 2 actions, so you go 40 feet and then stand in the way of the drudge and the Plaguestone.
Cool. Okay.
So just behind Uthgar then.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to use all three actions to just go up close to it.
Cool. It's not a bad idea because between you and Uthgar, you can basically create a screen that it will have to pass between one of you to get that.
I'll just go up next to it.
Okay.
Do I get attack of op when they get up, or is it only when they leave your? I'm not sure.
I don't think standing up provokes, but leaving a threatened square will provoke.
Cool. So, that's what I'll do.
Okay.
Sort of Folton, he shakes off of his as he's looking at the sheriff and looking at his thumbs. He shakes off. He looks at the drudge, runs over, and then just stands there ready with his axe.
Lovely. Okay, and finally, Ed Johnson.
So, Ed, how is it an action to hunt prey, or is that just a?
It is one action to hunt prey.
All right, so I'm going to hunt that prey.
Hunt that prey.
Hunt that prey.
You got to do the hand movement, Colin.
Oh yeah, hunt prey.
There we go. That's it.
Yeah,
you
hunt
go,
that
girl.
prey. Hunt that prey. Hunt that prey.
Hunt that prey.
That has to happen every time now. And I am going to fire with my crossbow, and that is not the best roll. It's 16.
16, no good. It hits the ground nearby.
Nice one, Ed. I'll use my other action then to reload.
You reload the cross. It's not how you reload. It's not a Glock.
Hold on, I'm just going to reload.
I got my pump action crossbow here. There we go.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
I mean, hasn't someone got the alchemical crossbow? You have to load bombs into it. Isn't that a little bit
I'm
like
assuming that it would be no good against this creature, right?
Well,
probably not. No.
I mean, just let the pump action crossbow be a thing, Drum. Why are you? Why are you hating on that, eh? Just let us go chick with crossbows.
Okay? I like to think that I like to think Ed just spins it round like Arnold in Terminator 2. With his shotgun, just does that and it's reloaded.
Well, because you spin
it's like
it round.
a crank thing, isn't it? So maybe you hold the thing on the top and sort of like that.
Now we're getting into crossbow things here. Is it a lever that you use to release the catch, or is it a full trigger with a trigger guard? Now, a trigger with a trigger guard would have only been used for like guns and stuff. So if you spin it around, you probably just shoot yourself. You just drop it.
Hey, he's a crossbow expert, man.
He is a crossbow expert.
We're going into round 2. Let me lay out the lay of the land for this. The drudge is on its face on the ground.
Okay.
The drudge is 40 feet from the Plaguestone. It takes one move action to stand up, and it has a movement of 20 feet. So with a full move action this round, it can reach the Plaguestone.
Yay!
Keyvan, Burvine, it is your go.
Now, there's two of my teammates standing in front of me.
There are, yes.
So if I were to try and hit it with the crossbow, would I be taking some kind of penalty?
It will have some cover from Folton.
Okay.
And a bit more because it's face down as well, so it gets some more from being prone.
Okay, so I'm going to be at like a -2 at least.
It's going to be tough.
I'm wondering if maybe I should hold my go, see what these two guys can do, because if they can just bludgeon him on the floor, like between them, but Uthgar and Folton, they might just be able to, kill him right there. Just splotch, and we're done. If they can't, then I could hold my go, and if he tries to get up, I'll zap him. So I think that's what I'm going to do.
All right.
I'm going to hold my go, but I'm ready. I've got my action ready for if it tries to get up and get past these guys.
Crossbow at the ready.
Sensible.
Yeah. All right.
Feeling worried. Brimbone, what have you got?
Ha! You fell over! Ha ha! Dick!
How complex is it going to be for me to get off this building?
It'll be an athletics check to climb down, to do it in a hurry. Yeah.
I'm totally doing that. Brimbone's a nerd. He's going to fall down this building after calling an alchemical drudge a dick. Natural one! Natural one! It turns out if you anti-smack talk yourself, you can make that come true.
Brimbone plummets 20 feet from the roof.
All the memories of being bullied at witch school come flashing back to him.
Brimbo takes 9 points of bludgeoning damage and is prone. You just land flat on the floor.
I have tasted my alchemical pie and it is bitter.
You have 2 actions left.
Success. I chose to use gravity to aid me.
Getting up is an action, isn't it?
Getting up is 1 action.
Just accept my fate and lay there. Getting up is an action, so I will get up and I'll take a move action towards the drudge.
Okay, cool.
Dust myself off and I'm just gonna prepare to clothesline this Muv Hubbard.
All right, running
Oh,
in.
man. What's going on?
Do you know what? I veered from I was going to say MF word, and then I veered away from that. I was like, I can say something better. Then I just panicked and looked at you.
Yeah. Mum, if you're listening.
Oh,
sorry, Mrs. Hubbard.
Sorry, Miss Hubbard. Oh.
Uthgar, have an axe.
I would. How far away am I?
So you are basically 1 move action from it.
Right. Okay. I would like to run up and sort of just go to stab it with my sword.
All right.
And say, I hope you don't bear a drudge.
Bounds come out at some point. With
That is 23 to hit.
A 23 is a hit. It's not crit.
Oh. Oh.
No.
Okay. Well, I've got to get D12. D12. So yeah. It's D12. So that's 5 and 9. So that's quite a lot. That is 14 plus my strength bonus, which is 5. So that is 19 points of damage.
19 points of damage. You run up, you plunge the sword into the drudge as it's standing up. It shudders and shakes, and then just suddenly you see its form start to give way as the stitches burst and it ruptures, and the drudge just suddenly explodes in chemicals. Can I get a reflex save from Folton and Uthgar?
Remember, we're on a -1.
Oh, yes. That's true, actually, yeah. Oh, it's not bad. Bit of barbarianism. That's a dirty, dirty alchemical 20.
Now, chemical 20.
Reflex.
Yep.
20.
20. That is a success for both of you.
Yay!
So you take half damage. Both of you take 3 points of damage as you're splashed with chemicals as the drudge explodes, and then when you wipe it away, the drudge is just laying in a pool of goo on the floor. And you have
I could get spattered all day.
40 feet from the Plaguestone, from its goal, the drudge has been killed.
That's exactly what I was hoping for, lads. Well done.
Well, these bad guys are really easy to kill, aren't they?
Let's take over the world.
Do you know what? When I'm looking back on my life, if I get old, I'll never remember any of this. There's nothing memorable at all, to be honest. You know, like the Book of Grudges. Woof.
I feel like for some reason you shouldn't have said that. Like something bad is going to happen now.
Brimbo just casts augury and gets a very bad feeling from the sky.
I mean, but we've done it. Look, we defeated the drudge. Turn it blind. Turn it blind. Turn it blind.
We did it!
I could go.
We saved the town!
Well,
Yeah, well done, mate.
Brimbone,
Thanks for being a part of it.
Brimbone, as he's got his arms around Sickwolf, and we're all heading to the tavern, just dismissively casts sleep on the guy.
Rolf
Without
just
looking.
slumps back into his chair and falls asleep. So you go back to the village. Word is already spreading around Plaguestone about what's been going on. Rolf tried his best to evacuate the town, but basically just put everyone in a bit of a panic, and then they saw that you handled it, and now everyone just thinks you're great. You do not pay for any drinks while you're in the feed mill. Dilma brings you as much turnip-related booze as you like. After a while, when you've been sitting and drinking, Delma comes down with a box. So Delma is the woman with the tight bun of hair, who runs the feed mill. She comes down with a little box and goes up to Folton and says, "Hey, excuse me, Master Dwarf.
Hey.
They're saying around the village that dwarf what died here when all the trouble started, that he was your brother. Is that right?"
He was.
You see the rest of his friends, the caravan, they all left afterwards. They buried him in the cemetery here, and then they set off. But they'd left this box in his room. I just guess they must have forgotten it. I've been holding on to it, wondering if they'd ever come back. But I suppose you're his family, so yeah, I mean, it's yours if you want it.
Thank you. He takes it.
Hands you the box. If you have a look inside, you can see that it contains 6 rings, which if Brimbone or anyone else wants to cast a hand over them, they are all magical. They can see they're all inscribed with different dwarven marks. You do remember that Dallin used to wear rings a lot.
Brimbone, could you? These are magical. These are my brothers.
Brimbone's he's distracted for a minute because he's looking round the tavern, noting everybody who didn't run when he tries to tell them to run, in the same way that you look at people in public places who aren't wearing masks. So he sat there going, he didn't bloody run.
Yeah.
She didn't go bloody run either. No respect for others, that one. Just danger to everybody. Absolutely unnecessary. Sorry, Folton. Sorry.
Yeah, could you... These are my brothers. I think they're magical. Could you tell me what they do?
Folton, it would be my eldritch pleasure to unveil the secrets of these little metal things and pry open them so you can see inside the unearthly pleasures that lie within them. I cast Identify.
Cool. You spend some time looking at them. I can tell you they're all magical. I will tell you what all of them do off air, because you'll be able to, you can share them out as you wish, as to whoever wants those. A man comes by and sees Uthgar and goes, "Hey, big man." Big man.
Or slightly smaller man.
After a couple of wines, Kivan pipes up slightly and says, "It just occurs to me, mates, that we took out the judge who was supposed to be, taking care, the plague, but all the stuff's still in there. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyone else could just, set it off. Do you know what I mean? Do you think maybe we should go and deal with that? I'm just thinking now."
Well, I was hoping when it rained, maybe it'll sort of wash away.
We should take it and put it in the stream. Everything goes away. Put it in the stream.
You're right.
In the stream.
Downstream, right?
No, I was joking. That would be murder and genocide. Speaking of which, murder. Folton, have you got any ideas?
No.
All right, let's get Uthgar to drink it then. Sickwolf. Yes, chug it.
Rolf comes wandering. Sheriff Rolf comes wandering back. Hey, any you folks do anything in the cemetery while you was over here? I know you've got powerful magics and everything. It's just there's this weird light coming from the cemetery, and I don't really rightly know what's going on.
Cemetery, huh?
Christ.
Distraction.
As the sheriff, did you not go and investigate?
No, I came to my deputy. You're still technically my deputy, so I'm delegating.
Sorry, we're your deputy?
I haven't even been here for long.
Oh, I deputize you on the name of the... Could you go and see what's going on?
All right. How long ago was this?
It's just I'm running for commissioner at the moment, and it would be a real good...
You two are very lax on taking up plot hooks, aren't you? They just keep throwing them at you, and you keep just knocking them away.
All right, Folton and Ed start walking over just to have a look. This guy is the classic example of failing up, right?
I know.
It's just what you do in Plaguestone. Something wacky comes along, you just say yes with open arms. Look, we're Sickwolf. We've been doing it for ages. We got colouring books. It's great. Off we go.
So as you approach the graveyard, which is, as we've said before when you've been in Plaguestone, slightly larger than you would expect for a village of this size, because they lost a lot of people back in the plague. But there's a patch of it where there are some graves that are a little fresher. Most of them are quite a few years old. But there's a few graves. There's one particular one. You can see a light around. And Folton, as you begin to approach it, you can see the shimmering image of a dwarf standing by the graveside.
Do I recognise the...
as you stare at it, you realise it is the form of Dallin Battlestone.
How's that possible?
Yeah, looks at it. Folton? Is that you, lad?
Look, fellas, just wait here. I'll be all right. Folton goes over to the graveside.
Folton, you came back.
Aye, I did, brother.
I've been stuck here. Been stuck here for a year, not able to move on. Unfinished business. I always hoped that someone would come to settle it, but I sort of hoped that bunch that tried to do it the first time might wrap it up, but then, and I'm not putting down the Sickwolf Sanctuary. It's really useful. They do really good work. I have to say, I've met some wolf ghosts, and they're really pleased with. They do a good service, but God, it's good to see you, brother.
I miss you.
I miss you too. Grigor and Father were. I'd say they were as angry at me when I left as they were at you. Well, not that you were there when you left, but I said goodbye, and it. Well, they didn't take it well, but
are they okay?
Aye, they're all right. You got to understand, Father. He's now got that adventurous spirit. I don't understand it. It was before our time, but something awful happened to him. What he never talks about. And he's dead against any dwarf leaving High Helm since then. But he said if I remember before I left, he said if you ever see Folton, then he didn't know what to say, but that's the thing about us Battlestones, eh? We don't always know the right words, but you always know what's in our hearts, eh?
Aye. I horribly maimed that woman who was responsible for your death.
Oh, well, you didn't kill her though, did you? Because I wouldn't have wanted you to kill her.
No, I stuck my thumbs in her eyes. and then threw her down a really disgusting river. Because I knew you would have wanted it that way.
I know me so well, brother. Just like we used to do back in High Helm with cheesy
touching
bugs.
Moment ruined.
The Battlestones.
But it was weird. It was weird, darling. I thought I would feel different after I did it, and I thought once I avenged you, the feeling would go. But it's not. I feel empty. I feel like I shouldn't. I don't know. I just don't feel any different. Like the revenge it didn't matter.
Folton, you carry a lot with you, lad. You blame yourself for things that you shouldn't do. After you left, I kept thinking about that argument we had. I kept thinking about all the things you said about the outside and seeing the world, and I couldn't stay at home after that. I made my merchant caravan, and I had to set out and see the whole world. And I always knew something like this might happen. If I'm honest, I could have looked more carefully into who was buying corpse blood. It's not a nice substance. Anyone who's buying that, probably not up to any good, but the money let us keep the caravan running and let us keep exploring. And that's all I wanted to do, Folton. I've had a good life since leaving. I've seen sunsets over the Mindspin Mountains. I've celebrated Tax Fest in Absalom. And the women, Folton. Little brother, the women. Have you ever been with a half-orc, Folton?
No.
Oh, have you ever been with a crab person, Folton?
No.
Oh, they're all shell and they love the taste of dwarf meat. Sorry, I've not had a brother to have a conversation like that with, and I always imagined we'd have that, but now, it's not appropriate now that I'm dead, but have you ever had a halfling woman, Folton?
No.
Well, I have. Tell you what, have a halfling, have two. basically the same as a regular person. I know you're not meant to say that.
I missed you, brother.
I have missed you as well. What I'm saying is...
He's like laughing as well. This is the first time in a while that, like, well, not you guys, but like he's been laughing and smiling.
Folton, look, what I wanted to tell you, because I knew you'd worry after you heard I'd left, like, you didn't kill me, lad. You made me live. That's what leaving home did for me. And now with everything settled, I think I'm ready to go. I think I'm ready to go to the boneyard and join the queue there and await for Pharasma.
Okay. Before you, I just want you to know I love you.
Aye, I love you too, brother.
And I'll see you on the other side.
Aye. Mother and I be waiting for you.
He smiles and a tear drops down his cheek.
Yeah, Dallin smiles back to you and nods. While the rest of you are looking on, sort of with your drinks, Uthgar, you kind of look down to the turnip ale that you're holding, and you can see the a bit Jurassic Park like. You see the water in it just kind of shimmer slightly or start to shake. You feel something sort of trembling in the ground slightly. Dallin says, "Goodbye, brother. I'll see you on the other side." And he turns, much like you saw M turn all that time ago, as he turns to join the queues of Pharasma. And he turns and stops, looks around, and then he blinks for a sudden, and just kind of looks around. Folton, lad, something's wrong. Something's very wrong. There's nobody here, lad. The boneyard's empty. Folton! And suddenly there is a tremendous crashing from the bushes as you suddenly start hear the sound of hundreds of feet pounding and breaking through the tree line. Hundreds upon hundreds of corpses burst out of the bushes and just come storming into Plaguestone towards all of you. All of you reach for your weapons and they just hit into you. You can just see people being taken down. The sheriff is dragged down by them. You manage to get an axe in your hand, Folton, as two of them pull you down, and an enormous creature, enormous rotting zombie just comes rummaging up and just reaches its hand straight at your face. And that is where we leave it for tonight. Oh. 6 months I've been sitting on that.
Crab people. They love you. They love dwarf meat.